High charity. Cortana can handle the index. Stopping truth is up to you. Master Chief, you have to reach Forerunner, the spaceship. Stop the prophet of truth. Every living creature on earth depends on you. Get back to the mausoleum tower and fight your way through the blood-infested halls of high charity.
I like it.
There we go.
Sorry, alright. I know we got interrupted. But actually, speaking of being interrupted, I'm going to plug in here.
We're about to have a special guest, but yeah, go ahead, plug.
Plugging in, I have another podcast coming out. It's not mine, it's actually a friend of mine's. I'll be featured on there. We haven't given the title yet, so as soon as that happens, I will be sending you guys that information. We can throw in a link.
How's this a plug if you don't have any information on it?
No, I don't have the title information of where they would search. Well, right now we are in the process of building the set.
You want me to retroactively find this video and link it?
Not in this video. I said I will be coming back.
So it's not even a plug. It's a
plug
hint at a plug.
Yeah, it's a hint to, hey, in the future, probably in the next...
In the near future.
Near future being about 2 weeks, because that's when we're wanting
Oh, so before this is even out.
Yeah. So in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be filming. Come find us.
So about a month ago, we filmed a podcast.
Yeah. About a month ago.
They filmed a podcast.
When you guys get to this episode, about a month, we will hopefully have been doing a show because we're building the set now, and then we'll be working on.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a lot more professional than this.
Well, it's about mental health. So
I love the idea.
For all of you guys that have issues and want to talk, discuss anything, you've got problems, whatever. That's the show.
By the way, I have no intention of uploading this.
This episode?
Yeah.
Why?
It was just a sound test.
Of what? Of this?
I played guitar.
Yeah, but we had guitar in the last one. What?
I didn't listen to it.
Ask you,
yeah, I didn't listen to see how it sounded.
When you were playing, I was thinking, I was like, did we check that guitar sound?
Nope. Exactly. That's why I'm like, this probably isn't going to get uploaded because...
we could.
It probably sucks.
Yeah, probably.
Well, knowing us, we don't care about audio quality.
Audio quality.
When have we ever cared about audio quality?
Only up until recently have we ever cared. Recently being today.
Ed, recently being everything we filmed today.
Yeah, well, the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's be more accurate.
Yeah. 4 weeks. We're about to have a special guest, so this one's not going to be as long of an episode as normal, I don't think. But why don't you go ahead and pull up that Evernote and see if there's another topic, because we covered rom-coms and we covered, what was that other one? Apple shopping carts.
Is it bad to tell someone that you love someone else more than them?
Oh, I think we've talked about that before. Yeah, that was a month or so ago.
Topics for Bear Things show is we could discuss death of an author.
I don't think today.
Yeah, I feel like we need another guest for that. Specifically, one guest that you and I have both in mind.
Yeah.
We did the cashless Amazon as well as we haven't done this one. There's a eugenics, which I don't want to watch that video right now. That's a long.
Yeah, eugenics is alive and well.
Yes, it's still happening under new name. And then
and I forget. I forget what the new name is. What's the video called? If you go to the video.
Oh, if I go to the video, okay.
Yeah. What's it called? Because I think that's the new name of it.
Go to. Oh, here it comes. Okay, eugenics, a whore. A whore.
A whore. Eugenics is a whore.
It is, but actually, it's a historical perspective. CSHL public lecture.
CSHL. What's the YouTube channel? Because that's the college.
Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. Sorry.
Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. They're still practicing and teaching eugenics in America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which actually, can you refresh me? Because I was going to ask you off screen, but I think it's okay for them to realize that I'm stupid and on.
We're both stupid. Come on now, we're both.
So, what is eugenics?
Eugenics is the belief that you can manipulate the gene pool to be more superior.
Okay.
Which is totally accurate.
Yeah. Okay. I
You can
know what
definitely.
you're talking about now.
That's the thing.
Cool.
That's the thing. Is people get mad. People tend to get mad when you say that eugenics is real and that it works, because it does. It's just the fact that it's immoral to do it with humans.
No, it totally works because all you're
works.
doing is just taking the best of the genes.
We talked about dogs.
Yeah.
We talked about breeding dogs. That is an active
form of eugenics.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So eugenics does work. The reason it has a bad rap.
Rap? Whatever.
I think it's both. Yeah. Hitler. That's why. Yeah, because he was practicing eugenics.
Yeah,
when he said, "Kill all the Jews."
Dark
Kill all
form
the
of it.
Jews because they're inferior.
It's one thing to be seedy about it, right? Like, it's one thing to be like, all right, what we're going to do is from this point on start implementing cells in babies and stuff like that are what we consider to be the best. Mm-hmm. And that's one way to do it.
No, that's why I have to say, I want to say my stance.
Evil.
My stance on it
Still
is that eugenics works. Clearly.
Yeah.
It's a scientifically proven thing that you can do, eugenics. I think it's immoral.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's entirely immoral.
That's where I stand on it. I think it's immoral.
It does work, and I could see it being a thing that we do because, as we talked about with the dogs and everything else, you can't. We
have seen practical application of eugenics, so obviously it works.
It's just,
should people do it with humans?
I mean, I think it comes down to, like, what's the purpose and, like, why? Like, if we were doing it for the simple fact that our planet started killing us randomly. What is that stupid movie?
The Happening.
Yeah, right? So,
what a terrible name for a movie about plants.
Yeah, but that movie ended with it being that everything's fine. That was a terrible way to end that movie. Like, the plane just stopped.
Wow, I never watched it.
Anyways,
because I always heard how bad it was.
I didn't either. I learned this information by watching another person who watched that movie and they described what took place.
Fair enough.
And I was like, that sounds stupid. So,
do you think we yell too much?
Yes.
Or do you think we've got a bad habit because we're used to the mic being over there?
Yes, probably.
Because I bet we could actually talk at like this level and it'd be perfectly fine.
Oh, we could totally talk at a regular level. But you talk loud and then I join you to we've gotten to the habit of yelling at the camera.
It's the problem with me and my cousins face the same problem. If the three of us are together, or even two of us, you've been around Jacob and Caleb. Yeah, if I'm around them, all of a sudden we just...
It's not... Okay, don't take it personal then, because it's a thing that humans do. So it actually comes down to the fact that...
Is this eugenics?
I don't think it is at all. It's just, someone starts yelling, so what do you naturally do?
You raise your voice, right?
Yes.
Where that's why if someone if you're having like an argument with someone and they start getting heated, if you actually start talking quieter, it helps lower the level.
Yes.
That's totally a thing.
That's the whole...
And holy crap, did it never work when it came to a person I won't name that I used to live with that would get really mad and have arguments, and I would just be like, I'm going to talk level and normal, and then it still goes up. So like I'm like here, and they're like as I'm like I'm here.
See, I would do that because I know the person you're talking about. I would do it and go quieter, and they would.
I should have gone down.
No, they would still go up.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like blah 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 blah, and they're like oh, and I'm like blah 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 blah. I'm like, so this doesn't work on you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I've learned.
You are abnormal to this situation. But yeah.
So like, as just a general normal study of humans, that is something we do. Animals do it actually too. This is why you'll hear a bird chirping at nighttime or a bird chirping during the day. Your door just opened.
The door just opened.
Really weird, honestly. But anyways, animals will do it based off of like...
That means you didn't close it all the way.
No, that was on me.
There you go.
But
got it on record. He confessed.
I mean, anyways, that's another topic entirely. But yeah, no, like animals will do it too, where like one, like, okay, so I was using birds, but wolves are probably the better word.
Okay.
So they'll howl at the moon, but they're actually howling for. There's some weird reason that they're actually howling. They're not howling at the moon.
Okay.
They're howling for another purpose. I think it's like something like echolocation. But anyways,
wolves echolocate?
Not in the scheme and mindset that you're thinking of, where it's like bats doing it. But bats aren't actually blind either.
Right. No, they're not. Blind as a bat is a totally nomenclature. A nomenclature? Is that right? Someone fact check that.
Something like that.
Bear thing, fact check that.
But anyways,
that's what he's for.
But yeah, no, they'll howl, and then you'll hear it in the other distance, them howling. But if you pay attention, they're actually getting higher octaves, and they'll do it at a higher tone or pitch. And so like it's just something that everyone does because they're like, I'm just trying to hear you. You're now getting louder, so now I'm gonna match yours so you hear me. And like because of that humans do the same thing, where because we are animals at base. Let's not put anything else about us in there.
Sure.
Base,
yeah.
We are animals.
Okay, yeah.
And so we
That's
do
really
that
interesting.
same thing where it's like
I feel like I've learned this episode. What a good episode. I've learned something.
It's just silly though. It really is because like I've tried to break my normal human reaction to things as I've gotten older where I'm like, oh, we do things because of just literally reactionary.
Yes. It's really funny because even I, who like to say that I'm a logical person, that I usually act off logic, it's like, well, no, if we really want to do all the studies, everyone is acting off of feelings.
Yes, everyone is.
And then you use logic to justify your feelings.
Yes. And like, so you break down your...
Fair enough.
You break down your reactionary feelings or reactionary thing that you did to whatever the person did, so your reaction. You base it off of your mindset, why we say logic.
Okay.
And so
I think you're right, yeah.
And really it comes down to like, yeah, we are just reacting and just having an emotional reaction to a thing that was done to us or said to us. How you determine what it is based off of yourself and yourself only, actually. So someone else could see what you did and be like, you're like, I was logically breaking this down for you. And you honestly, from an objective point of view, could have been logically breaking it down. But subjectively, it was an emotional, logical breakdown.
Yes, I think that's, I think that's what I think we're saying the same thing.
And I actually like that about humans. It's weird.
It's very weird.
But yeah, getting back to...
but how do you feel about that dunkel?
Oh, so much better.
So much better than the
photo booth.
It is totally better than the photo booth. I figured after it's sitting in the fridge for like a month and a half, it would taste better, but no, it's just as bad.
By the way, to let you know, because you were testing audio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to know what the audio is, I whisper a couple times throughout almost every episode. And since we've gotten the mic, I still do that. So there are moments where I will be whispering.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
Is this like a James has been hiding Easter eggs in all the episodes without me knowing?
I mean, you'll be talking and sometimes I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
I never knew. Oh my goodness.
So like, yeah, no.
I never knew. I really want to close that door.
Yeah, there's a couple moments.
But I don't want to take my mic off because it's noisy. So we'll wait till the end.
Actually, I'd like to know what this sounds like with the door kind of open.
It doesn't matter. It's the mics are super good, man. It was great on you. But so on eugenics though.
Yeah.
So on eugenics, is it okay to do it with humans?
I still say yes, depending on the situation, which is where I was starting off with the happening.
Okay, yeah.
So when there's a moment of like our planet killing ourselves, if we find a gene that can keep that from happening, then yes.
We should breed it into everybody?
Yes.
And then kill off everybody that doesn't have the gene?
Not kill them.
They'll just die?
Yeah, they're going to die anyway, so you don't have to kill them.
Okay,
that seems dark.
Here's the thing. When it comes to eugenics, who gets to say what's better genes? Who gets to determine that?
The better genes is whatever keeps everyone alive. So you would go...
okay, because you're using your very specific situation, which I'm going to have to just say yes to, because you're absolutely right. If the planet starts killing us and we find a gene that's immune to it, obviously we should all breed into it.
Yes.
So that the human race
if we're talking about if we're just talking about just people murdering people for the sake of...
No, not murdering. Genes. Breeding them out.
What's the difference, really?
It's not murder, because I think like if we take out the whole fact that we can look at Hitler and say, well, he was eugenics, and we just look at it from the sense of going forward, we're going to wean the gene pool so that we only have these superior genetics in the gene pool.
Eventually, it's going to become inbreeding.
And then we all collapse because inbreeding ruins the gene pool.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah.
Because if you start getting to the point where everyone has the same genetic code and makeup...
Well, isn't that why mathematically, as long as you have 13 different families, you can continuously breed with each other without having inbreeding?
I mean, yeah, technically, because then it breaks down to these little branches of that family, and then they can breed, and then there's that.
Yeah.
But then you go back to the same world that you're in, which is where everyone has such a different... varying language, varying looks, varying this.
That's not the point of eugenics.
No, that's not the point of eugenics.
The point of eugenics is to make the Ubermenschen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, eventually that's what's going to break down to, is if you keep it to where you get these perfect 13 families, right?
Yeah.
You get these perfect 13 families.
Yep, all of them have the supreme genes.
Then they start breeding. That gene, unless you make it a massive dominant effect, which, even with that, life finds a way. Think about the fact that there's abnormalities such as blue eyes, blonde hair, like that.
Yeah.
They still find their way into the gene.
Redheads.
Yes.
Freaking soulless redheads.
That was another conversation I had with Zach recently. He did not like my part. I was like, I only like one soulless person that I can.
Chrissy.
Yeah, I freaking love her. He's the only one.
She is a good soulless human.
It's like, well, because all the other ones that I've met, I'm gonna be honest. No offense to you guys that are redheads that watch
No redheads watch our show.
But all the ones that I've met personally...
They don't have souls.
Yes! And I don't mean that in the sense of like, yeah, they don't actually have souls. But they've been soulless bastards.
Hey, watch your mouth. No, you're right. You're right. That's a very true statement.
It's just like, oh.
Because they don't have... they were born out of wedlock. All of redheads. They were all born out of wedlock.
Is that the sign? It's like
they're all bastards.
You know someone's a bastard by ability.
They have red hair.
Yeah, they have red hair. That'd be awful, honestly. To be cursed like that and be like, yeah, this is how you know. It's like that, what is that, Scarlet Letter? Did you ever read that?
Nope.
It has nothing to do with, well, it does have to do with marriage and stuff like that. But anyways.
This again?
What?
Marriage again?
Well,
We're doing this again?
Not on that level of marriage. It's cheating and being a slut, which everyone can be. Okay, so
I'm curious how loud I've been slamming them loudly intentionally. I'm curious.
Oh, that was the loudest. That's the one that I noticed.
I'm wondering how much they pick up on mic.
That's a good question.
Exactly. This is all tests.
Well, I think we should put it out anyways then.
Well, yeah, no, we are. We're going to put all of them out.
Mic test.
Yeah, we're going to put all these out because the quality has been excellent. So we're going to put them all out.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about how I feel about eugenics on this scale of not world crisis moment. Crises. Sorry. World crises moment.
Which then leads me into CRISPR. You don't know what CRISPR is?
No.
CRISPR is gene editing.
That was the one you talked about with the animals, right?
No, with the animals I was talking about
because that was cloning.
I was talking about cloning. CRISPR I talked about it with mosquitoes. With mosquitoes, they were saying using CRISPR, they can edit the genes of mosquitoes so that if they introduce enough male mosquitoes into the population that they've edited their genes to be sterile, then, as in like,
it was like
they're not sterile. The genes will be edited that their children will be sterile.
Is it only like 8% or 10% that you said? It was like, it was a very small percentage.
It's actually small, but because of how many mosquitoes there are, that number is huge. But yeah, it was, I think it was even like 8. Yeah, like 8%.
It was a very small percentage.
Where it's like, oh, that's not much at all.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's a very small, I don't know how
but it's like, but
works,
that's millions of mosquitoes. But so if you gene edit millions of mosquitoes, that their offspring will all be sterile, and you introduce those in the population within two generations, all the mosquitoes will be dead.
Our generations or mosquito generations? Because that's very
mosquito
quick.
generations.
That's very quick.
Yes.
That's like what, 3 years for us?
If that. I thought it was a year. No, mosquitoes are alive longer than a year.
They're alive a lot longer than we
Hey, did you know we're having a cicada apocalypse?
Yes, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think they were calling them Brood X or something like that.
I didn't know they gave them a name.
It's the 17th generation of cicada because of how long they sit underground, which Brandy is actually the person that pointed that out to me. She was the one that taught me about how long it takes for them to be born because they're buried underground for years. For years they live underground as they hatch. It's something like 5 years. It might even be longer. I'll have to pull it back up and look at it. We'll touch on it a little bit later. Or someone just Google how long it takes for a cicada to be born. But apparently we're in only like the 17th.
I can look that up.
Oh yeah, we're only in like the 17th generation of cicada, and there is so many being born. It's more than ever. Like it's more cicadas being born this year than I think in the entire population of cicadas ever. Like it is stupid. It's the cicada apocalypse. We're essentially having because the newspaper article I was reading was like people are freaking out because their weddings are being crashed by cicadas because the things can't fly. They have wings and they can't fly because of their body weight or whatever. So they'll flap their wings and they just crash into stuff. They're like the clumsiest animal alive.
That's stupid.
Yeah, cicadas are hilarious. And they're so loud. They're so loud.
Okay. This first stage of labor is the longest stage. For the first time moms, it takes... What are we reading right now? Ignore that. That was childbirth. I don't know. I pulled up cicadas. And
it's like, here's human children birthing.
No, that's not what I want to know.
Oh, my pops is here. Let's wrap this up.
Just want to find out what this is. It's still about cicada of intervention. That's why. Okay. Ignore that. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, look it up. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. But we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.